right, we're going to start the April the 20th, 2024 meeting. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by myself, invocation by ex-Commissioner Hart. All right, everybody stand, please.
Eternal most precious Father, we thank you for the opportunity you've given us to live in this blessed piece of your creation that we call Ocoee. Lord, I pray you help us to come together in the spirit of unity. Even though we may disagree on the how, let us not be disagreeable or disengaged from one another, but to continue to act as brothers and sisters. We thank you for the bravery and the heroism shown by our first responders. Keep them safe and keep them covered under your blood. Remember all the citizens of Ocoee who are serving in the armed forces, at home or domestic. And we still care to give you the praise, the honor, and the glory you do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Here.
Commissioner Wilson?
Here.
Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Firstner?
Here.
Commissioner Oliver?
Here.
Here it is.
Okay.
Rich. Can you read this? Sure. Okay.
That's not me.
All right.
We're on.
You're on.
Oh, I'm reading, right, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation for Healthy West Orange. Whereas Healthy West Orange inspires healthy behaviors and provides resources to help residents make better lifestyle choices. And whereas Healthy West Orange champions healthy programs that deliver health and wellness activities. And whereas the city of Ocoee partnered with Healthy West Orange to build the Healthy West Orange Wellness Park, which is a popular wellness destination for Ocoee residents to walk, run, bike, and train. Whereas Healthy West Orange unites health-minded organizations for whom a healthy community provides a meaningful benefits. And whereas Healthy West Orange advocates for healthy community decisions and encourages local leaders to keep their community's health and wellness a top priority. And whereas Healthy West Orange declares the third Friday in September as the annual West Orange Healthy Selfie Day. Whereas it is my pleasure and privilege, as the mayor of the city of Ocoee, to declare Friday, September 20th as West Orange Healthy Selfie Day. And in celebration of the 8th anniversary of Healthy Selfie, I urge all citizens to join in supporting this initiative. It was witnessed by and the hand of, and the seal of our mayor, Rusty Johnson, on August 20th, 2024.
Is anybody from West
Healthy
Health
Western.
Orange? Anybody here? Come on up. You're gonna go down and take a picture.
I guess
You're
I'm
gonna get a
going-
picture out of
I
it.
guess I-
We gotta get a selfie.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Y'all done a lot of those this weekend.
Wear the t-shirt.
How are you? I'm good. How about you?
Good. We have, oh, we're gonna do a selfie. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought we were gonna get our picture.
Thank you. All right, next, we're gonna have the 9/11 Remembrance Day proclamation by Commissioner Firstner. He'll read it.
Okay,
And we'll have the chief come up and receive it. Where's he here? Oh, okay. All right.
this is a proclamation for the remembrance of September 11, 2001. Whereas the earth shook on September 11, 2001 from an assault on the United States of America, and whereas the democratic freedoms we all share were attacked by terrorists from afar, and whereas nearly 3,000 perished in the attack, with more than 400 of those being first responders who sacrificed their lives in an attempt to save others, all innocent victims of an evil beyond our comprehension. And whereas this loss of life and the savagery of the attack on icons of our freedoms have left few Americans untouched, and whereas we want to reach out to those families that have been sacrificed for meaningless representation of the radical political view, and whereas our standard has been one nation under God, and we should stand up for our right and freedom with God's guidance. And whereas these terrorists must be shown what freedom means to Americans, including the rights to worship our God without fear of intimidation. And whereas in memories of those who we lost on this tragic day, we pray to never see a day like this again, and know the American spirit can never be broken, and the unbreakable spirit lives on today in the courage of those first responders who safeguard our city each day, and the patriotism that lives on in the citizens of our great community. Now therefore, the City Commission of the City of Ocoee, Florida, proclaims that September 11, 2024, be known as a day of prayer, remembrance, and rededication to patriotism and love for our country that will be recognized forever. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Ocoee to be affixed this 20th day of August, 2024. Rusty Johnson, Mayor.
You come up, chief. You go up and get a picture there, Rich, Commissioner. And I'm sorry, Chief, Father.
Both chiefs.
Both chiefs.
There's Tim coming out now. You could do a healthy selfie.
It won't be selfie.
Okay, next will be, we have recognition of TNXL Academy 2024 NAA Premier Division Championship by Coach Brian Martinez. You want to come on up to the...
How is everybody?
Hey.
We are wrapping up our 5th year this year in the city of Ocoee. We are a baseball academy that was established about 10 years ago. Since we've been in the city of Ocoee for the last 5 years, we have won 3 national championships and had over 200 Division I college commits, along with 23 Major League draft picks. Our relationship with the city of Ocoee has been amazing. To be able to use Bob Sorensen Park, also establish our building there, but also be able to recognize young men, their talents, and to be able to move them on to the next level. I have a couple players here from our national championship team. From left to right, Danny Padilla is a
Stand up, guys.
Stand up, fellas.
Stand up.
Yeah. Danny Padilla is actually born and raised in Ocoee. He lives behind Bob Sorensen Park. He's a 2027 big-time prospect. Derek Martinez is from Lake Minneola. He's a 2025 outfielder catcher. Makai Brewer is actually from New Mexico. He's a USF Bull commit. Keenan Jabeth is from Fort Pierce. He's a 2025 prospect as well. Spencer Evans is a 2026 left-hand pitcher committed to the University of Florida. And that's my father, Tony Martinez. He helps me out. He's an awesome individual. So.
Why don't you come up front and let's bring the guys, young men up here and get a picture with
Absolutely.
the coaches.
First, also, too, guys, I'd just like to say thank you for all your recognition, and thank you for allowing us to establish our business in Ocoee. It's been a great experience for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
Why don't you
Come
stand
on
right
up,
here?
Father, Ed.
All right, help me stand.
Get him stand up. Let's stand up, guys, behind.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
We already set the pay scale.
All right, stand by. One more just to make sure.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right. Let's see.
Selfie.
Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have three things to call your attention to. The first one is an emergency item that's been added to your packet on your iPads, and it is notification of emergency purchase of water meters, MXUs, which are transponders and backflow prevention devices per Chapter 21 of the Code of Ordinances. We basically have adequate budget to purchase these devices, and they've been out of stock for a while, and we just were notified by our vendor that they're in stock for a short while only. This is one of those types of equipment that everybody wants and nobody has enough of. So it exceeds my signatory authority, so I'm recommending that you approve this item to purchase the MXUs, the water meters, and the backflow prevention devices, increasing the amount of the purchase order by $86,000. And adequate budget is already provided for in the existing approved budget.
All right, that it?
That's, I'll need you to vote on that,
All
and
right.
then I have a couple other things.
Anybody on Dice got any comments? Huh?
You need a motion?
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kennedy. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Commissioner Oliver. Any more comments? No more comments, let's vote. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. The second thing I would call your attention to, if you recall from reviewing the agenda, items 6A and B are dealing with hiring a graphic firm and a marketing consultant for the 100-year celebration. The marketing firm recommended Beat Creative, provided an original scope of work that there had to have been some type of maybe a typo or something, because it had, it was almost as if it was a winter garden scope of services, so they've corrected it. And the correct one is in your iPad for your review. I wanted to point your attention to that, the fact that it had been corrected appropriately, and we are, of course, still recommending approval. It is on your consent agenda, but I wanted to direct your attention to that. And then the third item is I wanted to turn over to the city attorney, who would like to speak with you about something relating to back and forth that he's been having with the Forest Lake Golf folks. So I'll turn it over to Rick.
Mayor and Commissioners, you'll recall at the last meeting on August 6th, Robert Ocoee, the city's consultant, appeared before you, and he was hired by the city in order to evaluate the operations of the Forest Lake Golf Course. And he advised the commission that despite requests for financial and other information, the information was not forthcoming. And 2 motions were approved by this commission. They're set forth in the minutes from August 6th that would be approved later today. One was to move to authorize the city manager, city attorney, and consultants to complete all actions necessary for the evaluation of the lease, permit, and all other analysis and correspondence for the Forest Lake Golf Course property. And the other was to authorize the city manager, my law firm, Fishback Dominic, and the city's consultants to evaluate and respond to the cover letter from Logan Opsahl dated June 26, 2024, and the purchase and sale agreement regarding the lease of the city-owned real property located, which is the golf course. And it's referring to a letter that we received on June 26, which invoked Section 6.1 of the ground lease, which gives the city the right to give consent to any assignment of the golf course, and it's stated here, Forest Lake respectfully requests the city provide in writing to Forest Lake its decision to exercise its right of first refusal within 60 days of receipt of this letter. So the city has a right of first refusal to take the agreement instead of the proposed assignee, which is called JA Hospitality. In trying to work this out since the 6th of August, we drafted and proposed a 7th amendment to the lease agreement. All this would have done, well, there are a few things it would have done. First, it would have extended the city's due diligence period to October 17, 2024. All right, that would have given some additional time to Forest Lake to provide the financial and other information that we've been seeking in order to evaluate whether to exercise the right of first refusal, and also to evaluate whether to consent to the assignment to JA Hospitality. It committed, this 7th Amendment, committed city staff and lawyers and for all the parties to meet within 10 days, and would have had no impact on the proposed assignment. The lessor, Forest Lake LLP, refused to sign the 7th Amendment. Nor have we received any of the requested financial or other information necessary for a determination whether to exercise the right of first refusal or to agree to the assignment. And so, absent the disclosure of that information, we cannot recommend that you all consent to the assignment or exercise the right of first refusal. So I would propose that the city deny the request to assign the ground lease agreement from Forest Lake to JA Hospitality without prejudice, to give them an opportunity to come back with the information we've been asking for. I have some proposed language here, but I also know that the attorney for Forest Lake is here, and I think because this would be a proposition that he ought to have an opportunity to respond to me and to give his perspective on this.
You ready for that?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see, I didn't hear it, wasn't the first. All right, Logan Upsall. All right, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. It's supposed to be 3, but I'm gonna give you 10.
That'll be plenty, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commission. For the record, Logan Opsahl, 215 North Eola Drive. You will recall last meeting, Kurt made a recommendation to you, and the commission approved that recommendation to approach us, and Mr. Mayor, you and I had some back and forth on it, about a 60-day extension to the right of first refusal under the ground lease. We have represented to your city attorney and continue to represent to you that we are in agreement with that 60-day extension. The only condition in there is that we do have a meeting to discuss, as Attorney Geller points out. We have continually asked for these dates to sit down. We have not received any to date. Now, we were proposed an amendment to the ground lease, and what I had told Kurt and Rick is that my email correspondence was functionally a letter agreement to extend the right of first refusal. That's the review period. We didn't agree with the Seventh Amendment to the lease. Now, we may think there might need to be one, but that's part of the reason why we need to sit down and meet with staff. And so I'm here today presenting to the commission that we are fully in support of providing you the 60-day extension to your right of first refusal period, provided that we meet with staff as requested prior to the existing deadline of the right of first refusal, which is August 26th. Now, again, we haven't received dates from your city attorney or your staff on that front. And it seems like something we all want to do. And, I don't want to get the semantics of attorneys back and forth. We had some I think, productive back and forth today, which I'm happy to provide. I'd suggest you request that you get that communication to review it. But notwithstanding, I want to talk about this very basic threshold issue because there's been seems to be a disconnect. This ground lease that we've been operating under successfully for 33 years provides a 60-day period for a right of first refusal under the same terms and provisions of the agreement being proposed to JA Hospitality, the proposed assignee. That's what the lease says. It's very clear. So we're not asking that you provide an approval of the assignment to JA Hospitality. That's not what's being asked for come Monday, or even being asked for after the 60-day extension, which I'm hopeful we can all get since we're in agreement on it. That comes later. And so there's a couple dates. It's just a punch list of dates that I'll show you so you have a quick reference sheet. But when I proposed this offer to Kurt on Thursday of last week, I said, Kurt, here's 60 days, provided we meet within 10, which matches within the existing deadline. It's not an approval of the assignment. It's a 60-day right of first refusal period, which the city has the authority to do. Now, separate from that, if the city decides to waive, whether at the 60th day or afterwards, it's a right of first refusal, there's a 90-day period in which you can have all the information related to JA Hospitality to decide whether, per the terms of the lease, they have the financial health and the background in financial golf, they do on both fronts, to take over as the proposed assignee. The 60 days, and it's really important this is presented accurately to you because I haven't heard that done so far. The 60 days is your right of first refusal. What that does is it changes the parties from JA Hospitality to the city of Ocoee. So in terms of things to consider, it's the purchase and sale agreement which has been in the possession of the city for over 7 weeks. That's how right of first refusal works. Now, when and if we avail ourselves to that, you're entitled to all sorts of due diligence under the purchase and sale agreement. And beyond that, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, we want to provide you that information. And as I pointed last time, this purchase and sale agreement, it's published online. The requests, and you'll see within the staff report from last week, and maybe again this week, the requests are for things like employment agreements, salaries, banking information. Now, I've expressed concerns to Kurt that these are subject to sunshine law. So certainly it's not appropriate to just send over a Dropbox link with all that information. We didn't provide a flat-out refusal, just the opposite. From the very beginning, since last public meeting, we want to sit down and discuss this information, much of which we want to agree in good faith to provide that information so that the city can properly consider not just the right of first refusal, and again, the only basis in which we can review that right of first refusal is the contract that's in your possession, but to also provide that other information because we'd love to get started on your analysis of the proposed assignee as well. And so I just think it's really important that you view these points as separate. We're not asking for approval of the assignment. It's an extension of 60 days to examine the purchase and sale agreement, and we're happy to provide some other stuff within reason and in good faith at our meeting. So two separate things. Right of first refusal, 60 days. 90-day review period to approve of the proposed assignee. And we want to work with you. It's been 33 years of a very successful partnership. We want to continue to hand that off in a healthy and productive manner. And again, the request from this body was an additional 60 days and an opportunity to meet. That is exactly what's being agreed upon. But we have not been provided any dates to meet and discuss this. And we'd like to respectfully get them tonight so that we can go ahead and definitively extend this right of first refusal. I'll close with this. It may be that the lease needs to be amended at some point, but we can discuss that in the meeting. We were provided this amendment to the lease, not on August 6th. On Friday afternoon. We're not going to shoehorn our ground lease and our relationship with the city because there's been no action or no request for a meeting within 7 weeks. And so with that, I encourage you to provide the ability to your city manager to schedule this meeting and extend to you this 60-day extension, which we are happy to do at your direction, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You got comments to make?
Yeah, but I don't know if any of you want to chime in first.
I'd like a specific, clear answer. What's wrong with having a meeting?
There's nothing wrong with having a meeting. In fact, our Seventh Amendment requires a meeting within 10 days. But today I'm hearing this, I want a specific date. Kurt Ardeman was on a mountain in California. He's traveling back today on an airplane. I've been able to contact him intermittently. And it's a matter of coordinating with him, coordinating with our consultant. It's a matter of getting all this together. And I was unable to commit to a particular date today, but the intention of the city manager and my office is to have a meeting in 10 days. We just can't today come up with that date.
Is that you can meet prior to the signing of this amendment, or no? Forgive me. I think what I heard you say is you want a meeting before the signing of the Seventh Amendment, and that
That's correct. And
they want you to sign the Seventh Amendment before you meet? Is that what you said?
That's correct, and before the existing August 26th. So if we get a meeting, we're going to have several meetings, we're going to have several discussions. We just want to begin this process. And so we don't need an amendment to agree to meet. We've been meeting successfully over the course of decades. We want to provide that, but we're not comfortable with the amendment, and quite frankly, there's things in there that we'd like to provide as well, and we think that both parties can get a successful result of the amendment we can execute.
Well, I don't know what they're uncomfortable with in this Seventh Amendment, which is really quite simple. We committed to meeting within 10 days. We extended, the amendment would extend the right of first refusal to October 17, 2024. It's a couple days after the commission meets in October on the 15th. And says that the Seventh Amendment in no way constitutes lessor's approval, it's our approval, the city's approval of any assignment of the lessee's interest in the lease, nor lessor's right to review and approve of any assignment of lessee's interest in the lease is not restricted in any way by the Seventh Amendment. And I don't know where the discomfort is. We're arguing procedure.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is, we don't have the financial and other information we need to make this.
Rick, this is the third time I'm going to point out our issues with the amendment, okay?
Oh.
It's beyond the 10-day meeting period we wanted. It's beyond the right of first refusal period we agreed to extend to. And it expands the scope of the city to agree to the proposal. Now, that's the third time it's been outlined. But I don't want to get in an adversarial position because we're saying the same thing. We want to meet before the expiration of the right of first refusal period, and we want to extend to you the extension that you requested. So it seems odd that after 7 weeks of having the ability to communicate those things, it takes Friday when someone's on a mountain to try to get us to sign something. In an active contract, we have to work with other parties. And yes, we have to work with the city, but I have a hard time believing we couldn't take care of this in 7 weeks.
Right, you're demanding an exact date on today when my partner is traveling in the air and could not be reached and was without Wi-Fi. All right, so I couldn't accommodate your request today. So, your client won't agree to this very simple Seventh Amendment to give the city additional 60 days And so my recommendation is to deny the assignment.
That's-
I'm without any other
That's
option
false.
right
We
now.
are agreeing to the 60 days. We are agreeing to it.
What?
Then sign the agreement on behalf of your
We
client.
disagree with it.
Oh,
All right, this is, Mayor, may I? We have no issue having a meeting, okay? And I don't want there to be any more, it's inappropriate to be making arguments back and forth of this nature. We have issue because of the packet of information that was provided, was missing a lot of information with which we could professionally recommend one way or another as to whether we could make a decision on the right of first refusal. I agree with Mr. Opsahl. There are separate issues. They are intertwined only in the sense of there being a linear process in the ground lease. But we do maintain that we, from the get-go, did not have all the information that we felt was necessary to properly make a professional recommendation to the city commission about this. So that's still hanging out there, despite the fact that we've waited this long to do anything about it. You know, it is what it is. I have no problem having a meeting. I did have a problem, and I will own that, being held to a date specific to agree to something, because we have multiple people that we want to have in the meeting, and we've got to coordinate all those schedules. So I think that's reasonable. I have no problem getting a team together to have a meeting Tuesday. Unfortunately, Monday is when the agreement expires. I cannot participate in that. But I don't think there's anything productive that can be gained from having attorneys make arguments back and forth at the meeting. Mr. Geller made the recommendation based on the information or lack thereof that we have today, and in conjunction with work with Mr. Arterman. We have no problem having a meeting, but again, I want the commission to know, so there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, and I do understand Mr. Opsahl's claims about the sanctity of some of that information. However, we still, you know, in order to evaluate a right of first refusal under the terms that they were provided by the proposed assignee, there's information that we're going to want to see to be able to make a recommendation to you. And so I wanted you to have that information before you act any further. And I don't think any further argumentation back and forth is going to be productive. And that's all I have to say.
I'll just note I agree with Craig. Everything he just said is great. There was no date certain that we were trying to hold you to. In fact, I didn't have one in mind. We weren't provided one. It was just a range of dates so that we could try to make this meeting happen. Now, if we want to propose one, I can work that out so we can get the extension needed. And Rick, I'm happy to work with you and Kurt on an amendment that we can agree to following that meeting.
Well, this commission would have to agree to an amendment tonight. This is the last time they meet before the deadline on the 26th. That's what we were trying to
I
get
think you
done.
can direct your city manager to sign on the commission's behalf.
No. We wouldn't agree with that.
the other question I wanted to ask, and you keep saying that about the financials, if it says it in the contract, on the lease, why don't you turn it in? The main one that I got a problem with is seeing what J&E or J&D, I want to see their financials. They're the ones, I don't really care, that is in, don't bother me at all, I want to see theirs.
I agree, Mr. Mayor.
Well,
and
where are they at?
And you should. That's a request you can make of them, and it hasn't been made of JA Hospitality until this morning.
Why would you not turn that in?
We don't have those, Mr. Mayor.
What?
We don't have JA Hospitality's
You got the contract
financials.
from them, how do you know they got the money?
Yeah.
As the purchaser,
I mean, I'm not
they
advised,
have
but-
made conditions and representations in the contract, which is there for you to review. And if the ask is made of JA Hospitality to provide that, we certainly
Well,
want to help facilitate that.
It says in the lease that.
In the
turn
purchase and sale
financials.
agreement?
And as far as I'm concerned, if we don't get the financials, we ain't dealing. So somebody's gonna have to come up with them.
So I know I can communicate to you that JA Hospitality would like to provide those to you. They want to have a meeting with you, which is what's been proposed.
Who?
JA Hospitality.
The assignee.
That's our proposed assignee. They want to provide that information, Mr. Mayor. We haven't been given an opportunity or a date in which we can meet to provide that.
And another thing, and just throw in a little humor, in the paper that come out today, or today, I didn't know we'd sold it to these people.
Yeah.
It's not
Ownership
sold.
has been transferred over. It's in the paper that we transferred owner. I want all the citizens of this town to understand, we're not selling that property.
It's not sold and it won't be sold,
Well,
just a
that's
lease.
what it says in the paper. Now, who quoted him?
I'm
Who
not a
did that?
journalist.
I don't know. But it will not, we will not sell that
I think
property.
that's important to clarify. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So I just said, turn the financials in. Like I said, from them. We need to see them. They're the ones trying to come take the lease.
Yep, and I don't represent JA Hospitality. I've just been trying to facilitate
You deal
this
with their lawyer,
on behalf
don't
of Ken. yes, I do.
Well,
And I'm happy to facilitate that, but, I'd like to have a discussion with all parties involved and the city involved as well.
it's kind of like when you asked us to give you something, you don't want to give it to us. We talked about that last time you were here. And you said something about their salaries. I don't want to see their salaries.
Well, that's
I wanna
on
see
the,
what-
that's on the
I want
list.
to see the back end those guys have got.
Understood. I think
fulfill their-
I think that makes the point, Mr. Mayor. We need to look at that list and really realize what's appropriate. Because I agree, salaries aren't. So there's some things that we have issues with, which is why we just didn't want to sign an amendment and agree to hand over a bunch of due diligence. We want to be specific about what we give and work with you on what you need to see.
They had a right, I'm sorry, they had an obligation to give us financial information and other information under the implied duty of good faith and fair dealing in that lease agreement, and we've gotten diddly squat. And that's where we are right now. We don't have the information we need. The lease agreement gives all sorts of financial information to J Hospitality.
Yeah.
Let's
The
turn it
lease
over to
agreement,
us.
are you
And
talking
so
about the
that's,
purchase and sale agreement?
That's right. So,
There's no mechanism in the lease agreement for that.
Wait a minute.
I
Mr. Wilson.
didn't like some things I saw in that initial agreement that I read at the last meeting.
Mayor, let the record reflect, they're discussing the purchase and sale agreement.
Isn't that what-
Proposed, right. It's being confused with the lease agreement. It's the purchase and sale agreement that the proposed assignee has entered into with Forest Lake LLP.
But is that what we read at the last meeting?
Yes,
The things
that's
that
correct.
there was things in there that I did not like.
Well,
And Kurt mentioned those things also, that were things that when I read it, I didn't appreciate some of the things
Well,
that
that's-
were in that.
Craig, that can't be done till we agree to it.
I'm in agreement.
subject to our consent, to your consent as the commissioners.
I disagree with something, which is you're arguing the right of first refusal in the 60-day window to exercise that. And you can't tell me that anybody buys any private entity, LLC, without reviewing salaries and schedules of owners, draws, and et cetera. Now, you raised a point, which is how do we protect privacy with the Sunshine Law? I respect that. But you stated that you wanted to deal with the first right of refusal first.
The lease requires that.
The lease requires it. So you're standing in the way of that because you have to provide us with the due diligence to evaluate that right of first refusal. And the argument comes back with, well, no, we're not asking you to approve the assignment of the lease. And you also stated, and I don't know if you meant to, maybe you'd like to retract your statement, but you stated in a pretty declaratory way that you knew that JA Hospitality had the financial and the golf course management backing required. But then when you were questioned on it, you said you haven't looked at their financials, so how can you say that?
So,
And that's what I don't like, is you're playing it back against itself. And I think the city attorney has a point about good faith. So if you want us to deal with the right of first refusal, give us what we need to evaluate it.
so this is the distinction that needs to be made. The right of first refusal, right, under the lease, does not avail the city to due diligence materials paid by a proposed assignee and
We're
other
not
due
asking-
diligence items.
I'm not asking you for that, I'm asking you for standard financials,
And those financials,
which we received, pardon me for interrupting.
sure,
We received prior, 4 or 5 years ago, when there were workshops about the city purchasing the operation for $3 million. And we went through a whole due diligence, partial due diligence, and the city paid for and hired a valuation analyst to evaluate that information. I know you know that.
I'm glad you brought that up.
So why can't we see that current updated information as of 12/31/2023?
And what I mentioned again last meeting, those types of informations, which doesn't show a bank statement like what's being requested, it's like net operating income, net operating expenses, those materials that were provided in the past, we've continued to represent, we'd be happy to give those.
Give
Now,
them.
that's between
I don't
JA
understand
Hospitality and the
what's-
city.
Who's holding you up?
But again, we haven't had any correspondence with the city other than, for a request for a meeting, other than, and this is the first time we heard about it, last hearing for requests for all these financials. And so all we wanted to do was simplify what's being
I'm sorry.
requested.
Hasn't the consultant of the city, wasn't he here last meeting? And
Yeah,
he
he is.
represented that he's been requesting that
I have
information
had
for some
zero
period of time?
correspondence with that gentleman.
Well, he may not have had it with you. I believe he's had it with your clients.
But again, that information was just requested information that we were complying with as part of an LOI and in a transactional setting with the city. Without that, not only do we have things that are discoverable, but it's outside the scope of the current transaction.
It's not outside the scope of your current lease and the city's effort to evaluate the groundwater permit, et cetera, in compliance with the lease, which is what we've been trying to do for over a year now.
And again, we want to supplement that information. I think Commissioner Oliver pointed out last week, I'm confused how salaries have anything to do with wastewater, and he's right.
You brought it up.
There's
not me.
certain things that aren't applicable, but we want to comply. I think we're going down some rabbit holes here, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of alignment. We want 60 extra days, and you want additional information. We agree, and we're happy to do that.
Okay.
Well, I was just told it was asked back in December for the financials.
Yeah.
Back in December.
By the wastewater gentleman?
By Mr. Utson.
Yeah, the answer to that is it wasn't within a transaction, so we didn't want to provide financials because they're discoverable.
You're subject to a lease. It's within that.
There's no
context.
mechanism in the lease that requires we give financials.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
That fellow last time was a consultant, was not a wastewater consultant, correct?
Correct. He's a
He
business
was a consultant
consultant.
that we had hired
To evaluate
to evaluate,
compliance with the
right.
lease
He
and
was, that was,
wastewater permit.
correct.
I don't wanna vote on anything till we see that JD or JE or whoever they are, I don't,
J,
I wanna
JA
see their
Hospitality.
paper. Huh?
JA
Yeah,
Hospitality.
JA.
Well, I'll get that contact information with you. Ever want the city to work out with them, and I propose a
You
meeting.
propose something? Scott?
I'd like to hear the
Yeah.
city attorney's proposal of a way forward.
Sure.
Well, the way forward, I think, is to deny the requested assignment, the proposed assignment, without prejudice. Here's what I wrote. The city hereby denies the request to assign the ground lease agreement from Forest Lake LLP to JA Hospitality dated June 26, 2024, without prejudice due to multiple reasons, including but not limited to Forest Lake LLP's failure to provide complete financial and other information requested on multiple occasions by the city in order to make a determination whether, 1, to approve or deny the proposed assignment, and or 2, to exercise the city's right of first refusal pursuant to said lease agreement.
Forgive me for a follow-up. Is it your legal advice or part of this that voting to deny the assignment ends the evaluation of the right of first refusal and resets that process for them to come back? And that's the solution to your time, to his time constraint?
It ends this 60-day period that's ticking, it's going to expire on
I'll make
Monday.
that motion.
Which would waive the city's right of first refusal.
No,
No.
it ends it for this turnaround, which resets the clock, which lets you all start over.
I disagree with that analysis, but we can work that out later.
You made a motion, right?
Yes,
Can you,
I'll make the
if
motion.
the city attorney could provide on the record its
I need a
basis for the
second.
denial.
Well, I do
He's
have
gotta read it.
a couple comments.
He wants me to read it.
I do have a couple comments.
Wait a minute, we're finishing up down here right now, okay? Give me a minute.
I'll make the motion and then we'll second and have discussion. You can make
Yeah.
a comment?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was saying.
I'm gonna make a motion to deny the request to assign the ground lease amendment from Forest Lake LLP to JA Hospitality dated June 26, 2024, without prejudice due to multiple reasons, including but not limited to Forest Lake's failure to provide complete financial and other information requested on multiple occasions by the city in order to make a determination.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Commissioner First. All right. Motion made and seconded. You want to do the comments now? Or want to vote first?
He can.
I'll go sit down, Mr. Mayor.
Just a couple of comments.
But we're not doing the extension?
Hang, we're not.
We haven't
Oh,
voted
I'm
yet.
sorry.
So just a couple of comments. Well, one question I do have is, how much longer do we have on the lease?
On the lease, it's about
The current lease.
45 years?
We won't be alive. I won't.
I don't think I will either.
Commissioner, 43 years
43 years, okay. All right.
plus.
It seems to be, to me, it sounds like the truck stuck under the bridge scenario. Real simple. We requested information because we have to protect the interests of the city. We're talking about 300 acres of land that will be used, continue to be used for, as our golf course. And now we have an assignment agreement from the party that is currently managing the golf course. And it seems to me that we're requesting financial data in order for us to do a proper evaluation to protect the interests of the city. Now, how do we protect the interests of the city? Because if we were to just say, yeah, let's just sign off on this agreement, you can take it over, you can start running the golf course, because you're gonna still use it for the same purpose and intentions that it was meant to be used for in the first place. And that's fine. We understand that. But here's the thing. You go to come with an evaluation, and if we have no part of that evaluation, have any idea what the value of that golf course truly is, then we're doing a disservice to the citizens of Ocoee. Because come 45 years from now, or 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, when they want to reassign it again, and now the only thing we have to go on is an evaluation that we had no input in, now we found ourselves in a slippery slope. Because it's very important that we get that information. So we need to do an evaluation, and I think all financials, because again, when you do evaluations, let's say if I was involved in an evaluation with Sprint and T-Mobile, and we had some issues with evaluations and financial information, and that financial information that we needed also contained salaries. It actually did. So going through a court procedure, trying to figure that out, but nonetheless, we have to protect the interests, and it seems like we came up with 10 days. I keep hearing the word 10 days, but I couldn't find any precedence in the lease agreement. I couldn't find a precedence in the assignment agreement that stated 10 days. I don't know, it seemed to be arbitrary. Someone just threw out 10 days. But it seems to me it could have been 45 days, it could have been 60 days, it could have been 90 days, because there was no precedence here set in any of the documents I've read. It was just 10 days. And now we're haggling over a 10-day meeting when we could have easily set this out for 30 days or 45 days. But bottom line is, we need that information. We really need all the financial information in order to protect the interests of the city.
Commissioner, that's the meeting we'd like to provide that. The 10 days was thrown out by me because it perfectly matched the already ticking and almost expired right of first refusal. To the extent we can work out a day to meet and provide that information, we're happy to provide the 60-day extension. That's been our position.
It sounds to me that if we were to disapprove this request, or in this case, the way it was read, we would have to approve the denial, then it gives you, and we didn't put a time frame on it. We didn't say you got to come back in 6 months or 3 months. It seems to me that you should be able to determine how long it's going to take you to provide us with the information that we need, come back to us with more information, allow the city staff, allow our consultants to do a proper evaluation of the golf course, of the land, the movement of the water, everything that needs to be evaluated there to come up with a proper evaluation. And then I think we should be able to bring information back to the commission to make a good decision that is going to represent our citizens.
Oh, I appreciate your thoughts, and we look forward to hearing on a meeting date so we can do that.
So by approving this motion that Mr. Kennedy made, it's without prejudice, so we can bring it back.
Well, that's great. I'd love to clarify that with Kurt maybe, because I know he's been closer to this. Rick, I'm happy to talk to you as well. My assessment of this is that the right of first refusal is still out there. We haven't made a formal request for an approval of the assignment yet. And so we still have that date out there, and I want to work with you on extending that so we can provide that information. But I'm not the city attorney, so I want them to give their advice on that. And again, if this is something you'd like to table and or authorize to move forward with, but a denial of a approval of an assignment is not going to affect your right of first refusal. And I think it's going to frustrate the issue when we should be working on a meeting.
Who's it gonna frustrate?
The time frame, sir.
All right, we gotta vote.
You're talking October 17th.
October 15th was the date to the extension, provided we schedule a meeting. So if we can schedule a meeting tonight, we can vote on the.
I think you already heard that Kirk is not available to set the appointments at this point. You're not available to set the appointment tonight. You have to talk to Kirk,
All right, I'm on,
right? Mr. Ardman's not available to make.
we won't have a vote.
Could not coordinate with him, with our consultant, with everyone today.
All right, let's vote on the motion. Anybody need to re-up or what it is?
Do
All
we
right,
need any
let's vote.
clarification?
Huh?
Do we need any clarification on how we're voting based on the way the motion was made?
That's what
Yeah. I'm okay with it. We're good.
everybody okay? We're good. All right? All right, he's in it, let's vote. Motion carries unanimously. All right? Huh? Yeah. All right. Let's see. We're down to, I got some more public comments. Mr. Hart. Oh, is that it? Okay. Oh, sharp, eh? All right, Jim Moyer.
Let me see.
Good evening. My name's Dr. Jim Moyer. I live in Arden Park. First, I wanted to congratulate Dr. Lori Hart and also soon-to-be Dr. Van Camp of the Fire Department. I also, as the current chair of the HRDB meeting, I'd like to mention that this month is Back to School Month. It's also National Traffic Safety Awareness Month and also National Wellness Month. Now, next month, September, is Disaster Preparation Month. And it's the first half of Hispanic Heritage Month, and as previously mentioned, it's 9/11 Patriots Day. I have the honor of serving on the Citizen Advisory Council of the Police Department, and I'd like to share with the mayor and commissioner some of the ways in which we've spent our money this fiscal year. We bought a badge for Kane, the new police department canine. We are sending a surviving child to COPS, which stands for Concerns of Police Survivors. And the child will go to a summer camp next year in Missouri. We also have paid for gift cards for the officer and civilian of each quarter, and also the officer and civilian of the entire year. And we gave our remaining balance of this fiscal year to the Police Explorers Program. I also have the honor of being part of the Ocoee American Legion Post 109. And I just want to reemphasize, similar to what was mentioned, freedom is not free. Americans have given their lives for our freedom. Many who do leave the military service volunteer, and they continue to serve in many ways. First responders like Chief Ogburn, elected officials like Mayor Johnston and Commissioner Firstner and Commissioner Oliver. In just a moment, the Ocoee Legion Post 109, the first Vice Commander, Dave Sargent, will be talking about the project we'd like you to consider. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Moyer. Thank you. Mr. Dave Sargent.
Good evening. I'm Dave Sargent, first vice for American Legion Post 109. We have a proposal to expand the veterans recognition in the city of Ocoee. One of the objects that we would like to do is at the Ison Center, we'd like to, in the existing Flag Plaza, add a granite memorial bench with the inscription to Thomas Richard Ison's. We're kind of open to suggestions as to what could be added to that, or if we would add as USMC, or what those kind of things are. But at the Ison Center, we'd also like to add a brick pedestal to display lasting reminders of the members who have served as commanders and officers of the American Legion Post 109, as well as any member who would like to have their brick at this location, as opposed to the proposed Unity location, which I'll get to. At the current time, it's faster than I am tonight. At the Unity Park, we want to put in an opportunity. We're considering Unity Park as a place where we can put in some pedestals where we can sell bricks as a fundraiser type of thing, so that we can pay for these other ideas that we're thinking of. That we were suggesting this location because it's maybe the center of the roundabout. In there would be a place where we could put these bricks, or perhaps along the railroad tracks on the far side, north side of the, or west side of the Unity Park. This is some pictures of the area. This is also the type of brick fixture we'd like to put into place. Generally, and what we'd like to do is be able to make this so that people could purchase remembrances of their families and other loved ones. Also, at the Memorial Garden at the Withers McGuire House, we would like to primarily recognize people who were killed in action after the Korean War. We also like to go ahead and add Lebanon, Iraq, and Afghanistan functions. The Granite Monument, all right. The Granite Monument I'm a terrible public speaker. We've been, at the Withers Memorial Park, we also, for the Vietnam, we have the Dominic Ungaro and Gerald Johnson. In researching, we have another member, Charles Love, who I show as a 1966 graduate of, that's not true, huh?
No,
It's not the same person.
he's my best friend's cousin. He lived in Winter Garden.
Okay, all right. That-
He's a good man, though. He went back on the second tour and got killed.
Right, he got killed on the second tour. And the official record lists him as living in Orange County, and that Winter Garden was the closest city of record, so we wanted to check on that. We also don't have any idea about anybody who's, yes, sir.
I hate to interrupt you, but the one you left off was Charles Johnson. That's one, I hate to take the time, that was the one that was forgot. I went up to get Miss Ungaro a copy of the print of the name. And I looked at Charles wasn't on there. Charles lived out here on the mailing address, Ocoee, went to Ocoee High School, and they supposed to
Right.
changed it around, because
Okay,
he
I
was
have
from
him,
Ocoee.
I have him listed as Gerald Johnson.
That's him?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
second
Yeah,
name.
they had him listed in Winter Garden, they had him just mixed.
Right.
Yeah.
I had him, and then
Yeah.
while I was researching that to make sure I could get it straightened out, I found this Charles Love as a graduate of 1966 at Ocoee High School, and I didn't know if I could tie the two people together or not.
No.
I also
Another one.
haven't found in the official records anyone from Ocoee in the Lebanon, Iraq, or Afghanistan. I'm gonna have to do more research on that to see if we can find somebody who's involved in that. But we'd like to make the granite monument being similar to the one that is currently on the left side that recognizes all veterans, to put on the right side of the current monument, the same format, and just make this list so we bring up to date from the Korean War to this point, our veterans.
She wants to make a comment. Hang on, she wants, Miss Commissioner Wilson wants to make a
Go
comment.
ahead.
Mr. Sargent. We had already talked about, I don't know if you were aware that a few months ago, we talked about bricks at the Veterans area. And I've talked to Mr. Johnson from Parks and Recreation. So I wondered if we could all get together and talk about it, because you've got a lot going on here in a lot of different places, from Unity Park to the Ison Center to the, and please, I understand it. But I'm hoping that we could sit down, because I know Mark Johnson and I have talked about it, and the commission approved us doing bricks.
Okay.
So if we could just sit down and talk, so we can iron it out and figure out best locations, because you've got three different
That's what
places
that's what
going,
we're
so-
trying to do, is here's the big scope. We know nothing about building a park. Y'all have all the expertise here.
Well, we've got expertise.
So we could sit down and
If it's
try and
okay-
form a good program, but we just wanted to make sure that we could get permission before we started going out and pounding the streets and doing what we can.
Maybe what we do, if you don't mind, I'll reach out and
Meet
get
at
your
the
information, and we'll get Mark and myself to reach out and talk to you, so we could bring it back to the commission kind of as a package.
As a real thing, that's.
And so, because, we're pretty much all over the board here, which I understand you're going to different locations.
Right.
But if we could just focus and bring it back to the commission in
All right.
one manner.
That'd be great.
If I can reach out to you probably next week,
That would be great.
perfect. I'll get your information.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Did you want this?
Yeah, it's-
Where we at? All right, we're down to the,
You had some more.
huh?
I started to take that, I'm sorry.
Brad Lomnick. Oh, you cut your hair off, I didn't see you. Went a little short.
I couldn't afford hair dye, so I just cut it all off. Brad Lomnick, Veronica Place. First off, I want to start with apologizing to Commissioner Wilson for my little outburst last week. I wasn't aware that she had talked to an HOA president earlier that day, so I apologize. Secondly, looking at the consent agenda on number 4 for the approval of the all-way stop control warrants and conclusions report, I want to thank the mayor and Commissioner Kennedy for making the motion for staff to look at that. I think the warrants and the conclusion reports that you see here definitely show that there's an issue at both the Montgomery and Orlando Avenue intersection and Worst Road. One of the things I think some of the residents and myself were even thinking about was having a four-way stop there is going to be great, and I think that's what we need. That's the first step. But there are turn lanes in the middle there, and I think that would maybe cause a little issue. So I wanted to just ask if staff could talk through that a little bit. I know it's nowhere near developed yet, but looking at what the warrants look like already, and just talk about what that intersection would be with a four-way stop with a turn lane right in the middle.
I don't believe Mr. Krug's here. We have talked about the conditions with regard to the turn lanes and how that would have to be addressed. I don't know exactly what the details are. Oh, Steve's here. Okay, come on out, Steve. Steve Krug, everyone. Public Works Director.
Yeah, I was listening in the back. One of the recommendations we did talk, it's not in the staff report. In talking with the design engineers, our concern are the left turn lanes on White Road. Our intention is not just to go out and put a raised traffic separator so there's a visual block, because keeping the lanes with just four and not having confusion of left turns right next to someone going straight will help improve the safety of it.
And I know the warrant may or may not have called for signalization, but is there a way to look at maybe instead of doing a full mast arm, some sort of pedestal lights instead of a full mast arm traffic light? I don't know. I mean,
the cost is about the same. A lot of the issue there is just right away is going to be tight. If you put in a concrete mast arm with the pedestals, you still have all the underground infrastructure that has to go in, and to ever upgrade that to a mast arm,
right, all
that has to come out. So what you don't see is all the about 18 feet by 4 or 5 feet underground that's holding up each one of those.
All right, it's a good first step. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. With no more papers, let's go to the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda. I just do want to say one thing on one of the items I can say after.
You want to vote on it first?
Well,
We have to vote. We have to
Yeah,
get a
I
motion.
can discussion, I can just say something.
Huh?
When you get to discussion, I can say
You
something.
making a motion?
I made the motion, yes.
You second it, Scott? Okay. All right, consensus, everybody okay with that? All right.
I just want to ask our staff to please make sure, as we go into this four-way stop, the item number 4 is when we go into this four-way stop, that we ask staff to facilitate a safe transfer to this, because this is going to be quite an issue coming down Orlando Avenue. So
Well-
again, a safe transition, and I hope they're out, police are out there when we start. Can you say something, Steve? Because I would hope we're going to do, I mean, I don't know what the plan is, and so it's kind of good if we go over it, so we have a safe transition on this, on both the
Commissioner,
Dare and
We have
Orlando
the
Avenue.
signs in stock right now to put up the closure or the always stop at Adair and Worst. We have to order some more signage that we can put up and then coordinate the concrete work. But we'd put up advance warning signs, and the week before we actually put them up, we will have variable message boards out there announcing that there will be an always stop coming up, and then once we install it, it'll say always new traffic condition ahead type of thing to let people know.
On both streets, both
Yes,
intersections of Deer and Orlando.
yes, it'll take we're working on schedule. We figured this would pass. We're working on the schedule for the White Road and Montgomery. That one's just got a little bit more dynamic going on that we got to take care of, but we're pretty much ready to go within a month, have it in place on Adair and Worst.
Can
we'll
we
give
get
them
the
updated notice.
police, the one that does all the writing on it, that tells people what's going on?
That's what we plan on doing,
Yeah,
whether it's
okay.
the police
That will
departments or
suffice for
ours.
that. Yeah.
You know, north and south, the traffic study did not show a high speed, because of course they come to a stop. But our Orlando Avenue, and I'm sure same thing on Worst Road,
Oh, yeah.
is that you have the transition, the difficult will be to get those who are going 80 miles an hour down, especially Orlando Avenue, to stop.
Surprisingly, the speed was not as big an issue, and generally, stop conditions aren't a way to address the speed. They looked at it more from a pedestrian safety and sight distance. Adair was more history of crashes, and the volume on White Road is what determined it. Between the two side streets, Montgomery and White, the volume of traffic justified it.
There's many factors, each one of us, each
Yes.
street, each neighborhood has a different issue with that, so.
Speeding wasn't as bad as we thought, so,
Well,
but
I didn't like
there
when I
was
saw
enough
someone
volume.
going, I mean, when you see one of the highest speed, it is concerning,
Well, they
especially.
do speed in there. I don't know
Yes.
when you've been there, Steve, but I go there every day just about, and they were speeding.
I'm not
yes.
saying they don't.
I'm
It
telling you
just,
they do.
it didn't show up as the predominant reason for it.
They're,
Yeah, but I mean, I appreciate it, and I want a safe transition,
yeah,
We will.
thank you.
all right. Yeah, yeah. Did we?
This will save time later. I just want to, I want to reiterate the comments on item 4, Adair Worst Road. That intersection, it's been a long time coming, and it's here, but I just want to thank Craig and his staff and Steve and the police department and everybody on the staff who worked on this. And I also want to bring your attention to item 15, which we're going to vote on the consent agenda, the Vision Zero. This is, we've had a couple presentations, if you want to look, if you missed it.
Are you gonna discuss that one, 15?
Yes, sir.
Have a motion.
It's part of the consent agenda.
I know it is. In the consent agenda, you have to make a motion, get a second to talk about
Well, she didn't.
it. Yeah. I thought you said you approved.
I made a motion, he seconded it, so
Yeah.
now we're in
And we're
discussion.
discussing the motion, and I'm making a comment. It's
You
tied,
got-
it's tied to pedestrian safety. Well, we went
know.
off
Go
the
ahead.
rail.
I know.
It's now or later. It's very important. It's tied to public safety, pedestrian safety, safety on our streets, all of the senseless deaths that we've had. We just had 2 recently. And I also want to thank staff, especially Ginger and Steve and Mike and Craig and all of their people for working on that as well. They've really worked well and improved it, and I just want to say thank you before we vote on it. I'm done.
All right, let's vote. Everybody remember? Motion carries unanimously. They gonna come up. I apologize for not letting you go before that, but I wanted to get that. I know you get educated sitting here and listen to some of this stuff. Some of it you better not pay attention to. So, you wanna come up and make some comments? Who's in charge? All of you can come up there. No. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening. I'm Zanetta from Ocoee High School. Hi, I'm Amaya from Ocoee High School. So we have our homecoming parade that we do every year. We have it on September 25th this year. We are doing the same route that we do every year, except that Oakland is actually closed off, so we're going to go down all the way to Magnolia and come back up to Blueford, and I have a copy of the route if you guys need it. That's it.
Well, you need our permission. Everybody's consent, okay?
Yeah.
I will say that was great last year. You're gonna get better every year.
You just voted to approve the special event permit.
It's nice to make you leave, and not stay, when you leave and you know you accomplished.
Yeah. We're looking forward to
Being
it.
here.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. We passed the consent agenda. Let's go over to first reading of ordinance, number 16. First reading of ordinance for a temporary 6-month moratorium on the processing and consideration of development approval. Acting City Manager Ruber.
No presentation.
Mike Ruber.
Mayor, this is the
I know,
first
first
reading.
reading.
I was just, coming up in case
Yeah.
there's any questions, but
All right.
Attorney Geller will read.
You wanna read it?
I'll read it. An ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, implementing a moratorium prohibiting the processing and consideration of certain comprehensive plan text and map amendments, rezoning, special exceptions, and site plan and subdivision plan reviews and approvals to allow the Planning and Zoning Division time to thoroughly review, study, and prepare amendments to the City of Ocoee Comprehensive Plan and the City of Ocoee Land Development Code, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
All right. First reading of ordinance. We'll have this back, what is the next meeting, September?
17th, September
17th
17th.
of September. All right, it'll come back, you can make public comments then. All right, second reading of ordinance, none. Public hearing. Approval of a resolution to opt out of the Live Local Act Property Tax Exemption. Concurrency and Commitment Coordinator McFarland.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Brett
Okay.
for working with Rick Geller and his staff on this Live Local opt-out. It's a lot of information. You have to read a Schimberg study. Brett devoured it, understood it. But I'm going to take the verbal glory away from him and just wrap this up real quick. Mayor, as part of the Live Local Act that was adopted, it provides for affordable housing developments if less than 100% of the units are affordable housing, which by the law has to be a minimum of 40, they can receive a 75% ad valorem tax exemption. And if they have 100% of the units are affordable housing, they get 100% ad valorem tax exemption. We know that the cost of city services, there is a cost to provide city services. Those costs are escalating. We've seen some of that in the budget workshop. You're seeing it in the news. And so this is just a policy decision. Do we want to grant projects under the Live Local the automatic right to have a steep decrease in their ad valorem property taxes with the services that we will need to provide? The glitch bill to the Live Local Act provided an opt-out if the available affordable housing in an area, in a AMI would be, you have more affordable housing available than you need. In the Schimberg study, which is utilized throughout the state, City of Winter Park just utilized it, states that we have met that threshold and we are able to opt out. And so with that, we recommend approval, sir.
All right. You got something to do?
Yes, a resolution of the City of Ocoee, Florida, electing to not exempt certain property under Section 196.1978, subparagraph 3, subparagraph O, as enacted by Chapter 2024-158, Laws of Florida, and providing for severability and effective date.
We don't have to open the public hearing.
Well, it is a proposition, I would probably.
All right, I'll do it. We're gonna open the public hearing. Anybody in the public have any comments? Huh? All right. Do you fill out a form? Fill me out one before you leave, okay? All right.
You don't need it, but I'll just.
I'm Doug Gomber. Welcome, commissioners, fellow citizens. I have one question on this. Mike, is there a definite time period for the tax-free? Is it on infinitum, or is it 1 year? What is the?
It is for a set period. They have to commit under new development for Live Local. They have to commit those by deed to be, Rick, is it 30 years or 40?
30 years
30 years.
commitment, and then the resolution, if it is approved, would expire on January 1st, 2027. We have to come back.
But what we're saying here is by opting out, we don't have to, we're not tied then to giving these people a tax break. We can do individuals, as we've always done, if we want to do a certain project, right?
Yeah, we have properties that we may work with in a brownfield overlay and such. That may be an option.
That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
Thanks, sir. All right. We're down to comments from commissioners.
Well,
Whoop,
get
whoop.
the vote on the.
I thought we did, I'm sorry. Vote. Didn't vote too much. Who's made the motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution to opt out of the Live Local Act property tax exemption.
Thank you, Commissioner Oliver. Who's second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Wilson. Let's vote. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right. The comments from commissioners. Commissioner Oliver.
Okay, I'll be brief this evening.
I'm just gonna smile.
I saw the smile on your
I didn't
face.
say, oh,
Well, as promised by our city manager, the Clockwork project commenced yesterday. I saw the bulldozers and I saw the construction equipment started lining up Sunday afternoon. They were back working on the project, widen Clark Road, as of yesterday. So hopefully within the coming weeks, we will be opening up Clark Road widening project. And it gets much awaited by all the residents that travel Clark Road on a daily basis. So thank you so much for the update. And we're just excited to see that project to continue on. And hopefully we'll be able to utilize that road on the other side really, really soon. The City Commission traveled this past week to the Florida League of Cities. It is a great experience to be able to meet with other elected officials, to look at ideas as to how we move our city forward, how other cities are dealing with their challenges and issues, and bring solutions to the table. The wonderful thing about it is the fact that we're all there under home rule, because we believe in home rule. We believe in being able to govern ourselves accordingly, that is going to protect the interests of our citizens, as well as provide them with a greater quality of life. And we all had an opportunity to go to different workshops to see different new ideas. There was a good one on AI that talked about how we use AI, how cities start to use AI. But there's a plethora of workshops and programs that we were all able to take advantage of, and hopefully bring some ideas back to the city that's going to help us to enhance the quality of life for all of us. You've already heard back to school traffic. So the kids are back in school, and they are on the streets. They're driving the roads, so be mindful. My parents would always tell me to drive for others. And again, I didn't really know what that meant until someone hit me from the back. So now I know what it means. Drive for others, be cautious, be aware that we do have some new drivers on the road, and just look out for our kids and make sure that they get to where they're trying to go to safely. And finally, I will leave you with this. If you want to be strong, be patient, thoughtful, and understanding. Anyone can be rude, but it takes real strength to be kind and polite. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner First.
Okay, I only have one comment in respect to Disaster Preparedness Month, and that is the Disaster Preparedness Sales Tax Holiday. It runs between August 24th and September 6th, and to get a complete list of what's on there as qualified equipment and supplies and materials, go to floridarevenue.com/disaster prep. It's a good time to stock up on your necessary supplies at home. We're not finished with the hurricane season as of yet. We still have a couple months left to go. And historically, these last couple of months in the year are usually the worst. So it's a good time to check out your homes and your supplies and go out there and save some money in the process. Thank you.
Commissioner Wilson.
Just thank you. There will be a shred event September 14th at the Ocoee Police Department. It is hosted from 9 to 11:30 in the morning, and it's an opportunity for you to shred your documents. The first box is complimentary, the second box on. They're at the clubs that are handling this, besides the police department, is the Ocoee Lions Club and the Ocoee Women's Club, and these are events that they are able to raise funds. So if you would, again, the first box is complimentary. After that, they would do ask for a $5 donation, and you can watch your items be shredded on site. And it's a great opportunity just to purge all those wonderful papers that you've been saving over the years. Also, this week I've received, I got an email, which I'm sure others have also, regarding the school traffic. We know that during this first week, second week, third week, parents don't always act appropriately when they are driving their children to school. I think we've all witnessed it. This week I witnessed a few that I was rather surprised at. But we ask you to please remember that the neighborhood, first of all, after you drop your children off, you're driving through neighborhoods. This is not an opportunity for you to start speeding. It's like we got our children to school safely, so now we can just run stop signs. No, you don't do that. There's children, there's pedestrians out there, there's children walking to school. There's other folks who are on their way to work. So please, remember, these streets, especially around I get the comments regarding around the middle school and around the elementary school. These are all neighborhoods you're driving through. Just as we talked earlier about the stop sign, there are speed limits. And if you go over the speed limit in the school zone, it is a hefty fine. So again, please, watch for children, watch your speed, be conscientious of the folks who live in those neighborhoods. So, that is one item. Let's see. And I know that our next meeting is canceled, correct, Mayor? The first meeting in
Yes, ma'am.
September due to Labor Day.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Kennedy.
No additional comment.
All right, I have just one, I wanted to talk, Craig, I know, Steve Krug's there, I know we discussed this, comments about speed bumps and stuff in neighborhoods. Well, I was over we said we can't afford to put them in, but I was over in a neighborhood, I got in there by accident, truthfully, and I was going through it, and I didn't think I was ever gonna get through with going over the speed bump. Everett Street has got more than one through that whole Village Green. It's only, you go past Rose Hill and go into that project, which goes all the way over to Poplar Island. It is Everett Street. Not little ones, I mean, they got nice ones. So I'd like to see us, there's some of the places we need to put them at to stop some of the speed, so. I just want to bring that up, I just happened to go through there and I'm thinking, well, how in the world do they afford that? You know, because we always, you can't do it, it's $5,000, well, they spend a lot of money in that place. So, I'd like to see.
We should be able to reasonably accommodate within the proposed budget, warranted traffic calming such as
Yeah.
speed bumps and other
Yeah.
appurtenances.
The other thing is I'm getting calls from people. I got a call from a lady yesterday about we're getting sued over this road over here at Oakland. They said they closed down the road, they've moved all the equipment out and they're somebody's suing us. Do you know anything about that?
That's the first I'm hearing of it.
I told them I hadn't heard anything about it and I didn't think it was true, but.
I don't believe the city attorney's been apprised of that either.
I've not.
So, as far as we're
Well,
concerned, this
can
evening,
somebody
it does
check?
not exist.
Yeah, somebody check on it, all right? All right, everybody, thank you, have a great Labor Day, we'll see you back September, 17th? All right, thank you.
Thank you.